The future of Fortnite and Marvel has finally been revealed, and with Chapter 3 Season 4 only being a few weeks away, that also means our next Battle Pass is right around the corner as well. I'll be hooking up a bunch of people who hit the like button on this video with the Season 4 Battle Pass, so after you drop a like, make sure you leave a comment down below with your epic ID. Over the years, we've seen a bunch of awesome collaborations between Fortnite and Marvel, all the way from an entire Marvel-themed season, literally getting to use the Infinity Gauntlet as a mythic weapon. But now the next stage between Fortnite and Marvel has finally arrived. But first, look how close we are to 4.25 million subscribers. We literally couldn't be any closer. It truly would mean the world to me if you could hit that subscribe button and be my 4.25 million subscriber. Last video, I asked you guys to name this emote, and there's a bunch of people on the screen right now who got it right. For this video, we have a new emote. If you know the name of this, make sure to leave it down below in the comments. We wasted too much time, boys. We have a ton of stuff to talk about, all about Marvel and Fortnite Season 4. Let's get into it. Now, before we reveal the biggest Fortnite and Marvel leak, first things first, we need to reveal something massive that recently took place in the Fortnite Marvel Zero War comics, where inside of the comics, both the Marvel superheroes as well as the members of the Seven are working to save the Fortnite Island, all while being trapped in a separate version of the Fortnite loop as they desperately try to stop the Imagined Order from destroying the entire Fortnite universe, and the only way they can think of to save the universe is by collecting the 0 Point Shard. They later revealed in the comics to be responsible for bringing Thor, Iron Man, and Wolverine into the game, which basically totally explains Chapter 2 Season 4, but they also go on to say that they are currently missing one of the members of the Seven, and there are only 6 of them, which at first thought doesn't sound true at all, because we know all 7 members of the Seven, and you can see them on your screen right now. So at first, I just assumed that the missing member of the Seven was the Paradigm, who obviously after the Mecha Robot versus Polar Peak Monster event, left the Fortnite Island and went up to the Ice Moon, or maybe even talking about the Foundation, who obviously entered the 0 Point to go after Geno. But the real reason is way more mind-blowing, because if you remember, located right on these launch pads at the Sanctuary used to be the Visitor NPC. As you can see, as it stands right now, he's literally nowhere to be found, and they've even completely removed him from the NPC collection list as well. But it's not just the Visitor who's gone, because you'll notice the sister NPCs have also been totally deleted from the Fortnite map. So without a doubt, it seems like a bunch of members of the Seven have started going missing, and if you go up and talk to one of the Seven Sentries, he says that we shouldn't be talking about the disappearances. Very obvious that something massive is going down on the Fortnite Island, and as it stands right now, the only people who can save us are the Marvel characters in the Marvel Zero War comics. Now we're just about to the big Fortnite and Marvel reveal, but first, thinking of the Fortnite Marvel Zero War, issue number 3 was just released, where inside, it was actually revealed that Geno is a father to both of the sisters. He also genetically modified them to make them immortal, and then purposefully sent both of his daughters into the Fortnite loop, where they lost all of their memory and any knowledge of who they were, and Geno even wagered that the sisters would be the very first people to find their way out of the Fortnite loop, which could explain why we no longer see them anywhere on the Fortnite Island, and there's a good chance that the sisters may have escaped the loop and be the first people to ever. And it is believed that everything from the genetic modification of the sisters, all the way to them escaping the Fortnite loop is all a part of Geno's plan, because as soon as his daughters figure out how to escape the loop, it likely means that Geno will be able to escape his loop as well, which would release the founder and leader of the Imagined Order back onto the Fortnite map. Anyway, we all know with each episode of Marvel Zero War, there's a free code that you can redeem that'll give you a free cosmetic. In issue number 3, the most recent issue, we obviously got to unlock the Wolverine claws, which are actually really cool. I like them more than the claws we had in Chapter 2 Season 4, because you're able to use them with any skin. Fortunately, the next 2 issues are only going to give us a spray as well as a loading screen, but I'm sure y'all remember a week ago when I posted a video about Iron Man returning, where we revealed that anybody who redeems all 5 of the cosmetic codes associated with the comics will unlock an additional outfit in Fortnite, and at the time, we believed this skin to be a brand new version of Iron Man. We were actually 100% correct, as one of the writers for the Marvel Zero War comics came out and revealed this. But what he's actually going to look like still still remains a mystery, as the Iron Man inside of the comics is pretty much the same one we already have in Fortnite. Now, we're not just going to be receiving a new Iron Man skin, but it's also rumored that we're going to get to see one of the Iron Man mythic abilities re-added into the game, because just a few days ago inside of the Fortnite game files, Iron Man's mythic gloves were actually updated. Now, there is a chance that this could just be for some Marvel mythic themed Wild Week going down later in the season. What I think is way more likely is that this will actually be a brand new Iron Man mythic present in the next season of Fortnite. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the biggest Fortnite Marvel leak of the video. It actually has to do with one of my favorite parts of every single season, actually being the new Battle Pass. You may remember last season, the Battle Pass ended up leaking about 1 week before the season even started. You really think Epic Games would learn from that mistake? But it ended up happening again. The first Battle Pass skin that ended up leaking is one that we probably all were expecting, obviously being the Hulk. But let's be honest, that isn't that big of a surprise since we've literally had the Hulk Smasher pickaxes in Fortnite for over 2 years. We know this because each one of the Marvel Zero War comic books actually come with a couple different alternative covers. And on the very first issue, one of the alternative covers actually show a gray version of the Hulk. Now, it's believed that the Hulk was originally gray, but then eventually, when he became more powerful, ended up becoming green. And I don't think there's any way that Epic Games will only give us the gray Hulk skin without also giving us the traditional green version of the Hulk that we're all accustomed to. But that's only the beginning of the huge leaks. It actually involves even more members of Marvel's Avengers arriving inside of Fortnite. Now, I know what you're thinking. Home of Games, we already have had the Avengers inside of Fortnite. And to that, you would basically be 100% correct, and that was what Chapter 2 Season 4 was. But we received almost all 6 of the original Avengers, being Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Black Widow, and Hawkeye. Now, the only original Avenger that we're missing inside of Fortnite is obviously the Hulk, but we already talked about him just a little bit ago. Thankfully, we already know the Hulk is going to be included in the next season's Battle Pass, so that will complete the original 6 Avengers. But guess what? Almost all 15 total members of the Avengers can be spotted inside of the Marvel Zero War comics. Like my personal favorite one being a superhero that is very similar to Captain America and has actually worked alongside him at some points, known as Falcon. Now, Falcon was a member of the Avengers and ultimately was promoted to be the leader of the SHIELD super agents, and was even closely associated with Black Panther, as he was the one who created the harness for him to fly. If all of this ends up turning out to be true and Falcon is involved in the Season 4 Battle Pass, it's also extremely likely that we could see Captain Carter involved as well. Believe it or not, is actually referred to as the first Avenger, and just like the Falcon, Captain Carter also worked alongside Captain America, with both of them seeming to have this little circular shield as a weapon, except the only difference is Captain America's shield is obviously America themed, while Captain Carter seems to have more of an English theme to it. We're also able to see Captain Carter herself on one of the alternative Marvel Zero War covers. And finally, the last major Marvel teaser that was leaked is actually very closely related to one of our favorite Marvel characters of all time, being none other than Wolverine. Now, obviously, this isn't the real Wolverine, but instead a female version of Wolverine that's real name is Laura Kinney, also known as X-23. Now, once again, you're able to spot this skin on one of the covers of the Marvel Zero War comics. Now, Laura Kinney, or X-23, is actually a mutant that was artificially engineered using Wolverine's DNA, which reminds me a ton of exactly what Geno, the leader of the Imagined Order, ended up doing to both of his daughters, being the Order as well as the Imagined, where he literally genetically engineered them to help him escape the loop. Obviously, we do have the male version of Wolverine in the Marvel Zero War comics, so part of me wonders if the comics are gonna wrap up by Geno genetically altering Wolverine, leaving us with the female version that we can see on the covers of the comics. One thing's for sure, and that is Chapter 3 Season 4 is quickly shaping up to be one of the most epic seasons of all time, and as soon as we get more and more information, and we're getting more almost every single hour, I'm gonna tweet it all out on my Twitter account at HomeMadeGamesYT. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.